Hey guys, Mason here, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to use the spell library on Weapon Fighting Simulator. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So I've seen a few people struggling and wondering how to use this, and it's a little bit complicated, but after I explain it, it's going to be super simple. So this is in the 8th world, and you can only use this in the 8th world. And I don't even think you can like unlock any of the scrolls until you're in the 8th world. Like if you're in Banshee Snowville, you can't even like get the scrolls from that chest because that chest isn't even there if you're not in the 8th world, which is Infinite Mountain. So you get scrolls from this thing right over here, and you also get them from boss chests. If y'all are wondering how to get scrolls and stuff, I explained it a lot better on my other videos, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. So you use these scrolls to go ahead and go in here in the spell library, and over here on the left, just go ahead and click the plus, and go ahead and click on a spell that you want to upgrade. So all spells on the advanced plus, so advanced QI and forward, they can all go ahead and have buffs on them. By the way, on expert QI, they actually don't have these things right here yet. These are just placeholders because I'm in the test server right now. So all spells advanced QI and forward, even into the expert QI, you can go ahead and get buffs on them. So on the right here, you'll see 3 empty slots, and those slots are for buffs. And buffs can do many things, such as reducing the cooldown on it, and even making it do more damage in like the tower and stuff. So in junior QI, you'll see that you don't have those slots because it's only in advanced QI and expert QI at the moment. So it will probably be in the next category once they add that, but I don't think they're gonna do that soon. So see 3 empty slots, and they're gonna remain empty until you go ahead and put something on them. And how you get stuff on them is you go over here into the spell library, click plus, and go ahead and look for the spell that you want to put buffs onto. So buffs only work on the spell that you go ahead and choose. So let's say I want to do this spell right here. Let's say this is your best spell. You can go ahead and select that. Then it would cost 40 scrolls. Down here at the bottom, you can go ahead and see how many scrolls you have. And if you have enough, you can go ahead and roll this. So go ahead and click roll, and then you'll have to wait 12 hours, or you can go ahead and skip it. And since I'm in the test server, it only costs 1 jade. So after that, you'll go ahead and get a buff, which it probably won't be this good. I was insanely lucky this time, and got one of the best buffs I can get. So right here, it will go ahead and show you the buff that you got. You can go ahead and click claim. And as you will see, it won't be put onto your weapon right away. So it will go ahead and be in here with your items. Go ahead and click on spell buffs, and then it will be in here, which I have like almost all of them right now. Which I don't. Oh yeah, this one is at the bottom because it's actually an epic and not legendary. So this one is at the bottom, and I can go ahead and trade this with other people if I want. So if I want to go ahead and trade that with other people and give it to them in exchange for like jade or whatever, then I can go ahead and do that. But if I don't want to do that and I want to go ahead and use it for myself, I can go ahead and click the use button, and boom, then it will go ahead and put that on my spell. So if I go ahead and go back over to the spell, you'll see that has that buff on it now, and I can go ahead and put 3 different buffs on this. So the better rarity of the buff, the better it is. For an example, if we go in here, I have all these buffs. So if I go ahead and look at this cooldown buff right here, this one is legendary, so it reduces the spell cooldown by 20%. But if I go down to the epic, it will reduce it by 12%, then 6%, and then 3% and 1%. So the better rarity of the spell, the better. Well, the better rarity of the buff. The rarity of the spell doesn't really matter, but the rarity of the buff does. So this one is legendary, this one is epic, and then rare, then uncommon, and common. I also recommend not having common spells because look at this. This is just terrible. Only a 1% chance. Super bad. Try to get something at least like a rare or better. So let's go ahead and get some more buffs for our weapon though. So let's go ahead and say we want it on this right here. By the way, I don't think you can go ahead and put buffs on passives. I tried. It doesn't work. So let's go ahead and roll this. Go ahead and skip past it. Claim. And let's go ahead and do that 2 more times. So here it is. Roll. buy, then claim, and then one more time. So nope, not that one, this one, roll, claim, and there we go. So then if we go ahead and go down here, let's say we want this one, boom, there we go, and we want this one right here, boom. So if we go ahead and go back over to that spell right down here, then you'll see we have all 3 buffs on it. And I'm not sure if we can go ahead and put more buffs on it, but let's go ahead and try. Let's see what happens. So right here, let's say we want to go ahead and use this one, and spell effects are full. So yeah, so you can go ahead and replace any of these ones. So let's say I want to replace this one right here, even though that is a bad idea. I can go ahead and replace it, or I can go ahead and click skip replace. So yeah, if you are wondering what these do, you can go ahead and click details, and it will go ahead and tell you the things. So you'll see that this one only does damage to enemies and tower plus 3%, and this one does plus 7.5%. So then you'll just go ahead and click skip replace, because that is a bad deal right there. And let's go ahead and see what happens if we do click replace. So, oh, well, never mind. So if you replace it, or if you skip replace it, then it looks like it just goes ahead and deletes the buff. So yeah, so be careful whenever you're replacing, because if you decide not to replace it, or if you do replace one, it'll just go ahead and delete it and you won't get it back. So be careful of that. And one last thing, if you have a buff that you do not like, then you can go ahead and change it. So let's see, we want this one right here, go ahead and boom, and there we go. And now if we don't want to spend any more scrolls, we can go ahead and head in here, and we can pop it right there on the right, and then we can go ahead and re-roll it for QI, or we can re-roll it for Robux. So this will slowly go up the more that you re-roll, which on this server right here, I already went ahead and re-rolled it quite a bit, so it costs about 40 million QI. So this does stack up pretty quickly. Yeah, so see, if we don't want this, we can go ahead and re-roll, and then we'll get a different one. And we can do this as many times as we want, until we go ahead and get something that we like. And see right here, if we want that, then we can go ahead and keep it, but let's look for something better. See, let's say we want this right here. We can go ahead and walk out, and boom, there we go. Right down here, you'll go ahead and have that instead. So yeah, so if you don't like one, I recommend just going ahead and re-rolling it instead of making a new one, because spending QI is definitely a lot cheaper than getting enough scrolls again, because scrolls, they are pretty expensive. And yeah, that is how you use the new spell library on Weapon Fighting Simulator. So once you go ahead and use it like a few times, it would become a lot more simple than it actually appears to be. But yeah, that is going to be all for this video though, so go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video.